Carpe Diem. That's a phrase you hear a lot, right? Seize the day. Take control of your own destiny. Don't waste your time on foolish leisures and material pleasures. But wait, let me finish this game first. I'm sure you've heard it a million times before. You hear this phrase thrown around all the time, but what does it actually mean? Are the people who tell you to seize the day just blowhard assholes whining at you to stop being lazy in order to stomp on your happiness and make themselves feel more important? Or are they providing you with a sound piece of advice in order to prevent you from wasting your life and squandering your potential? Well, don't get mad at me, guys, but I have to agree with the latter on this one. Hear me out for just a hot minute. There's one fundamental concept to life that I realized after I finished jerking off in the shower, and it truly does disturb me. But that's only because of how true it is. You will never be any younger than you are right now. It may come as common sense, but I simply find it difficult to grasp. This moment right here that you're experiencing is the farthest point in time you'll ever be from the end of your life. And it only gets closer every day. It never really bothered me when I was little, but as I got older, it's really started to keep me up at night. It kind of hurts to know that I'll never be 18 again, and I'll never get the chance to relive some of my fondest memories. But this is the crucial detail, and it's what I want you to take away from this video. We have to stop ruminating on the past and worrying about the future, and instead focus on the present moment, because it's something that we'll only get to experience one time. I don't know about you, but I don't want a single second of my finite and precious life to go to waste. We only have a set amount of time in this world to make a difference, to leave a lasting impact, to get our voice heard. And you never know when it might be too late. Look, it's already December of 2020, almost 2021. That sounds so weird to say, 2021. It just doesn't sound right. We only have a limited amount of time on this planet, and only a certain number of days to do what we actually want to do. And I don't know about you, but I'm not going to waste that time sitting around and thinking about what I could have done. I'm going to capture the moment and make things happen. I want you to take a moment and think about something. It's not a trick or anything, just a simple question. I want you to ask yourself this: what have I truly accomplished over the course of my life? Some of you may have a clear answer in your mind, but for many people it's hard to figure out. And if your answer is nothing, then why do you think that is? Whose fault is it that your life has gone nowhere for the past 16 plus years? Maybe you've endured some pretty unfortunate circumstances that have prevented you from reaching your full potential, but for the vast majority of you, the only thing holding you back is yourself. Now for my follow-up question. If you had done something differently or adopted a different mindset, do you think that you could have done a lot more, been a lot farther in life, or been a lot more successful? It's thoughts like this that really keep me up at night when I'm not getting high or beating my dick. But I want to tell you something. I think you, yes you, have the potential to change the world. You just don't realize it. Anyone watching this video with a functioning brain has the potential to leave a lasting impact. In today's day and age, we all have the potential to achieve just as much, if not more, than the most successful people in history. The problem is that most of us just aren't that motivated. Some of you may be thinking, nah, he can't be talking about me. I always get my shit done on time. I never procrastinate. I'm a workaholic. Well, let me ask you this, smart guy. When's the last time you told yourself that you don't really feel like finishing a project today, and that you'll just wait until tomorrow? But then tomorrow never comes. And you keep telling yourself the same thing for all of eternity. Or at least until your life ends. Face it, if you're not going to do it today, you're not going to do it tomorrow. It's nothing more than a dirty lie we tell ourselves in order to avoid the discomfort of having to complete a task in a timely fashion. We say we're going to do something about it and start becoming more productive going forward, but the idea never really comes to fruition. It's just this vicious cycle of procrastination that only leads to wasted time and a squandering of our potential. Because let's face it, it's easy. It's easier for us to stay in our comfort zone rather than to break new ground and to make a difference in the world. There's a lot less risk involved when it comes to sitting in front of your TV and eating chips all day, rather than becoming an entrepreneur or a CEO of a major business or company, because that requires effort, and effort is hard. And it wouldn't be such a problem if we didn't have so many distractions to keep us occupied. TV, movies, video games, porn, and yes, school. I know it's like the biggest cliche in the book for a teenager to complain about school, but I really do believe school to be one of the biggest contributors to my lack of motivation. And while you do have more freedom in college, the overall concept is pretty much the same. Spend all your time indoors studying so you can land a good job adequate enough to sustain your needs for the rest of your life. Oh God. I could get so much more done in life if I didn't have to spend 5 days a week memorizing and regurgitating useless information in order to help me procure an adequate source of income. It really makes me wish that I could get back those 14 years or so that I just spent sitting in class staring at the clock. Because that's not exactly what I would define as making the most of my time on Earth. But is there anything we can really do about it? Well, we can drop out of school, but then we face the overwhelming stigma from society and eventually wind up homeless living on the streets. Well, we can start our own business or pursue acting or music, but that requires talent. and talent isn't something that everyone has. I guess we're better off living a safe and secure life of mediocrity, rather than risking it all to achieve something greater. It's really the fear of failure that's holding us back the most. Now, I don't want to be a hypocrite here. I know that I'm not the most productive person in the world either. I do enjoy the occasional bowl of marijuana or Netflix binge-watching session from time to time, but I know not to let it interfere with my motivation or my productivity, because I like to use entertainment to enhance my life, not to consume it. Do I like to relax and veg out on the odd weekend? Sure, but I'll be damned if I let another day of my finite life slip away from me. I don't know about y'all, but I've got big dreams, and the sooner I take action, the closer I am to making those dreams a reality. I may just look like your average adolescent boy from the suburbs, but I think I've got a lot of potential. If you could imagine what a single human being is capable of in their lifetime if they focused all their energy on the present moment and were completely free of any distractions or obligations, the results are pretty astounding. But unfortunately, we all have to play our part in the system, and that just will never be the case. We all have to sacrifice a bit of our time just to stay in a comfortable position. But that doesn't mean you can't start changing your habits and becoming more productive. You're not doomed to be a lazy couch potato for the rest of your life. You could become the next Bill Gates or Elon Musk if you really wanted to. You just have to put your mind to it. Which brings me back to my initial question. If you think you haven't achieved anything in your life, then what are you waiting for? Get your lazy ass up and do something about it. And you know why? Because things aren't going to change unless you make that change for yourself. It's up to you whether you wish to live a good and fulfilling life or one that pays the bills. Your grandparents weren't lying when they told you all of those annoying stories. You really do choose your own destiny. It really comes down to a matter of belief, but for me, I don't choose to let my life be dominated by the concept of fate. I believe that the outcome of your life is entirely dependent upon your own actions, and there's no predetermined path. So don't live your life the way anyone else wants you to. Live the way you want you to. Wait, what? Your life isn't already planned out in front of you. You're not stuck on the same path that you are right now. It's up to you to decide what to do and where it goes, even at this very moment. Right now, you're doing absolutely nothing but sitting in front of a screen watching some dumb, low-budget video made by a pseudo-intellectual teenager. But think about what you could be doing instead that would be a much better use of your time. Hitting the gym, meeting new people, curing cancer, or hell, making your own YouTube videos. The world is really your oyster once you finally put the distractions to rest and decide to make something of yourself. And I'm not trying to blame everything on technology either. I'm just saying it would be a lot easier to focus on our goals and ambitions if we didn't have it around to distract us. If you take away anything from this video, just let it be this. Just remember that life is short, and the more time you spend waiting for something to happen, the less time you have to actually make that thing happen. We spend so much of our time either dwelling on the past or planning for the future that sometimes we forget to just live in the moment. But isn't that the way life is supposed to be lived? I know that sounds cliche, but I don't give a hoot. So go live life, you beautiful freaks. Seize the day. Live your life to the fullest. Live every day as if it were your last. Because you never know, it very well could be your last. Live as if you were going to die, which, well, you are. We have to take advantage of the time we have. This little blue pebble that we're all on just keeps on spinning. So to all 8 of you watching this video, I encourage you to get up and make a change. Instead of sitting on your ass all day watching Family Guy and stuffing your face full of Funyuns, try doing something a bit more proactive. Because one day we'll all wake up old and gray and think, what did I do with my life? How did I let it all get away from me? Sure, one day of hard work may not make a difference in the grand scheme of things, but it will get you one step closer to your lifelong dream, whatever that dream may be. So whether you want to become a doctor, musician, or the next CEO of Grindr, go out and make it happen. I think you'll be a lot happier in the long run, when you don't have to ask yourself what could have been. Because when it's all said and done, there's nothing worse than regret. So go do something great, and change the world, because I know you can. That's all for this one. I'm gonna go binge a new show on Netflix.